The words, "Maureen, you have lung cancer," are tattooed forever in my soul.
When she heard those words, Maureen O'Grady was 55 years old.
After the fall allergy season, I noticed that the cough lingered and I had a little bit of blood. So the next day I went to the walk-in center. I got examined and I was just about to be released with a prescription for a cough medication when the doctor said to me, "I recall you saying that you smoked about 30 years ago. Before you go, let's do a chest x-ray." And once the chest x-ray came back, I found out I had a huge mass in my right lung.
Maureen was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer in January 2009. It had spread to her adrenal glands and liver. It was inoperable, so she needed other options.
Like swimming in it, I was going.
She had a lot to live for: a loving husband, 2 daughters, and countless family and friends.
Yeah, well, he wasn't.
Only a few minutes from Maureen's home is New Haven, Connecticut, home to prestigious Yale University, its cancer center, Smilow Cancer Hospital, and Dr. Scott Gettinger.
The day I met with Dr. Gettinger, I had more hope than I had in the couple of weeks prior to that. He told me that stage 4 lung cancer wasn't curable, but it was treatable.
Maureen started chemotherapy treatments. The first round didn't work, and neither did the second or the third.
It's somewhat tricky when we see a patient who comes here for newer therapy and they've had 2 or 3 or more lines of therapy. The most likely scenario, at least back then, was that they weren't going to respond to another line of therapy, and we really have to remember that quality of life is very important.
Chemotherapy is very hard on the body. You feel like you have flu symptoms, and in addition to the flu symptoms, there are many other nasty side effects. It's just a very blah, almost like a living dead.
Maureen's options were running out. Her disease wasn't responding to the chemo.
Maureen had metastatic squamous cell carcinoma of the lung with disease in her liver, in her adrenal. She had a heart metastasis. She had just diffuse disease. And at that point, her prognosis was on the order of a few months.
We decided it really wasn't working, and I asked him if he had anything else. And I must have been at the right place at the right time, because he has said he had 2 trials coming up, and one of them was immunotherapy.
Immunotherapy uses parts of the body's own immune system to fight the cancer. There are a few different types of immunotherapy, including vaccines and boosters for the immune system. The trial at Yale uses lab-made antibodies, which target specific molecules. Here's how it works. The T cells of the immune system help fight for our bodies, eliminating germs and preventing disease. But cancer cells, which start as normal cells in the body before mutating, evade the immune system. Specific molecules form a barrier around the cancer cells, sending out a signal that convinces the T cells there's nothing abnormal. By blocking these molecules, the cancer is then exposed, and the T cells can do their job. Like chemo, it is often administered intravenously.
If the tumor were to change, hopefully the immune therapy will get it as well.
Dr. Roy Herbst is the chief of medical oncology at Yale Cancer Center and Smilow Cancer Hospital. He oversees the immunotherapy treatments.
The beautiful thing about the immune therapy, and it's still very early, so we can't really make too broad a statement, but there appear to be very durable responses to these agents. And our hope is that the immune system is specific, it has memory, and it's adaptive. And our hope is that as the tumor evolves, and yes, it will, tumors know how to survive, that's unfortunately what they do, the immune system can evolve with it. It is potentially the biggest advance yet.
It is still early in the research, but so far immunotherapy has been effective in fighting certain cancers like melanoma, with a 50 to 60% success rate in some small trials. But would it work for late-stage lung cancer? Would it work for Maureen?
I said, bring it on. I'm willing to go for it. I'm fighting for my life.